We'll be talking to Zohra Padamsee. Zohra is a parent of a 20-year-old adult, Nafi, who was diagnosed with autism at the age of 1 year, 5 months. Let's talk to her and let's learn from her. I remember you also got a lot of tests done and a lot of detox done for
Yeah,
him. Would you be able
yeah,
to share something about what that was? What led you to do the detox? Because there are some parents who don't know what that is.
y-
And how did that help? How much should parents who are listening should get into it? And whatever basic information you can help. You are a parent, not an
yeah,
expert, but I'm sure your experience with that whole thing does would help
yeah,
us.
yeah. So basically, I did lot of food supplement thing. Like I gave him GABA and I gave him enzyme tablets for his digestion and all. Then gave him vitamin D12 injections and all. Lot of things which as you said, for detoxification, we needed to give all this, and somehow I was not very happy with this overall. Like I did that for 2 years, but I didn't find Nafi going anywhere with this. We were just making him pop all the pills and all, but there was nothing which we could see. Not even clinically we found him like internally and physically also calming down or anything. So basically, it was like just for a mental satisfaction. Okay, we are giving him even the probiotics. I used to call for VSL3 from US, and I used to give them and all, but it really didn't help so much. Maybe internally, little bit with probiotic with his yeast issue and all, but otherwise, other supplements were like okay, like for our satisfaction, we were giving, and we did for 2 years, but then eventually I had to stop it. Like I couldn't see Nafi popping so many pills and all, like with no outcome. That's the thing.
I remember you did RDI also with Nafi. Would you
Yeah,
be able to give some information? What is RDI? What did you do? How was it followed up? I mean,
yeah,
whatever basic idea that could help a parent understand more about it.
yeah. Basically, I think Nafi in 2008 I started with this RDI program, and of course my consultant was Mrs. Lakhani, and so I started with Nafi at 2008, and it was quite RDI is very nice and it's so vast and it's so nice to implement. Like you can implement wherever you go, like in a generalized environment, in the classroom, when we have people over there, over here, anywhere. Like, it's not like very constrained, and you have to keep him in the room, and you have to, it's not like a tabletop thing. Like you can do wherever. It's in a, like, I till now I implement RDI. Of course, now I'm not doing RDI program, but I've learned so much over the years of this RDI. I still implement with him, like not even in the house, but when we go for a walk down, when we go to the park, when we're playing there, like we have I include a lot of RDI things in that. Like, it's like a relation development intervention, and you don't need a particular classroom for that. Like if you have that rapport and if you have that connectivity with your child, you can do anywhere else. So that's the thing. And it was very nice. Like over the years, Nafi picked up lots with RDI. It's like a lot of social referencing, declarative language, emotional sharing, and all that. Like, referencing. The major part of this program is referencing. Nafi learned to reference it to me. Like if, like, it's like less instruction with more of looks and more of gestures. Like, other therapies are like, you bombard them with a lot of instruction. Do this, do that, very good, you get the reward, this, that. This is not that. Like, it's a complete emotional sharing program, this. The child feels, okay, there is someone whom I can interact and share some emotional things with the person and all. So a lot of things like self-regulation also come. Like if suppose he has those bad days, so I implement this self-regulation activities where like he calms down automatically and he joins me with whatever we are doing together. So There are a lot of objectives which helps me and Nafi to get together and do work meaningfully. With this RDI program, there is no age, this thing, there's no age limit. You can start as early as possible and you can continue with whatever age it has to be. It doesn't have any age limit. And there are some co-occurring issues coming up when we are doing the RDI program, which we can, of course, we can take them aside and work on that. Like if suppose the child is having a fine motor issues, we are doing some activity, and we are like, it's not instruction based therapy, this RDI. So we can't teach them at that time. Like we have to let the child do, and you should join him, and then you all should do together. So if you find the child is poor in fine motor skill and all, so we take them aside. So that time, of course, then we need the occupational therapy as well. Or you work on your own, or then you send to the person, whoever is doing the occupational therapy, with a fine motor and even the gross motor or the physical activity, which you feel, okay, I'm doing with him this RDI program, and I have this activity where this physical activity is required, but it's not in place. So we can work side by side. So I find RDI is a very friendly program, like where it doesn't stop your child to grow. Like you can just pull that thing aside and you can work on a different timings and then get back to the child, and then the child picks up. It's a very friendly sort of program. So I found Nafi the best with this program. Like he's picked up quite a bit until now. Like with this lockdown and all, like we have a little walk down. Like we are up on 9th floor, so we get down, we take a walk in our society. That time I have a lot of bonding, sharing. We speak to each other. It's not like overpowering a child. Like it's like, oh wow, I saw this flower, so nice and all. I would not enough see the flower. What color is the flower? It's not like that. It's just a common thing we are sharing and talking. And if Nafi doesn't want to stay there, and if he doesn't want to listen, I don't force it. Like, okay, let's do something else. Let's go further. Let's see something else. It's like that. And it doesn't have to be like the therapist should work on RDI. It's like mother and a child. And they're always together wherever, like in the house, they're always together. So if suppose they felt like eating a sandwich or making a popcorn, if he's hungry, like, okay, I would say, Nafi, you're hungry? Let's make a bhel. Like, we get all the ingredients and I take his help. Nafi, what do we add now? How do we do it? Like, I would take his help to get all the ingredients together and we make it together. And this is the one thing, it makes a lot of meaningful because he's hungry. It's not like it's like a classroom and he has to do whether he like it or he doesn't like it. Whether he's hungry or not hungry, he has to make. It's not like that. Like you're with the child in the house at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock snack time evening. If he's hungry, like he would go to the kitchen. So I would say, okay, Nafi, what do you feel like eating? What would you want to have? Shall we make a bhel or shall we make a sandwich? And due to his motivation, his due to his hunger and due to that, he would come and we would make together, and then we would sit and eat that snack. It's not like, okay, we are done, we've kept it away. It's not like that. This is a meaningful way, like where you get the child to do it and then have it and enjoy it together, like eat it and enjoy it. It's like that. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for speaking to me, Zohra. It was really nice.
Thank you for inviting me over for this speech and for this interview.